What is up, guys? Prodigy here. Thank you very much for watching my video. And in this one, I got you guys the Stasis build a lot of you guys have been asking for. With the Stasis build, it's going to allow you to recharge your grenades, recharge your melee, recharge your class ability extremely fast. Probably the fastest in game. I don't think anybody or any other class can recharge their abilities as fast as this character or this build can recharge their abilities. This means a lot of damage output from your melee, a lot of damage output from your grenade, a lot of resist from being around your ice, and again, just rinse and repeat. The only thing this class is lacking is regen. It doesn't have health regen. There's nothing that heals you with Stasis, but again, it's hard to need a heal when you're just destroying anything and everything. Just literally anything and everything in front of you is going to get shattered, destroyed, and recharge your abilities. If there's anything to be paying attention on the screen right now, is the rechargeability of abilities. Look how fast my grenades come back. Look how fast my melee comes back. Look how fast my class ability comes back. And this is with a constant spam. Like, this is just spam, 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 spam. So normally you don't really need to play like this, so then that means you will constantly have them up all the time. But even with this constant spam, you can see I am constantly having my abilities at all time. Not only that, but look how much damage these abilities are doing. So unlimited damage, unlimited abilities, and like I said earlier, unlimited resist. So let's go ahead and get into this build. So very similar to our Void build, we're going to be using Heart of Most Light to recharge and empower our abilities, but the only difference is that Stasis allows us more aspects and fragments to recharge our ability even much faster than Void. Again, if you haven't seen our Void video, I recommend you guys go watch it. It has a lot more detail and it explains a lot more. But the only difference compared to Stasis and Void is that you're going to get a lot more abilities out of it, and that you get to just do whatever you want. You can start off with your grenades. It's going to empower your abilities. You can go ahead and use your shield to break your grenades and do damage. You can go ahead and use your melee to go ahead and do damage, and then from here you can go ahead and use your weapons. By then, if you notice, my abilities are already back. I can go ahead and use my grenade. I can go ahead and try to use my shield real quick. Breaking this is going to give me regen time. It's going to give me the stasis shards. It's going to give me wells, and from here rinse and repeat, to be honest, in any rotation that you want, because you're always going to have empowered ×2. On top of that, just breaking this and killing things with this is always going to give you back your abilities. Another main difference that you want to do with Stasis compared to Void is that you always want to break your ice. Breaking your ice recharges your ability. Breaking your ice allows you to do damage. Breaking your ice gives you stasis well. Breaking your ice recharges the actual grenade. Breaking your ice is very important part of Stasis. You can also use Stasis, your ice, to cover yourself for defense. You could also use your Stasis for resist, because when you have ice around you, you get resist. So if you're having trouble, you could always build a fort around you. You can build a Fortnite castle and you'll be fine. But always, if you need your abilities to come back, just go ahead and break your ice. As you can tell right now, my grenade is missing. When I use my shield, I break the ice. A lot of the wells come to me, a lot of the shards come to me, and my ability is already fully back. Not only just one, but all of the abilities. On top of that, Stasis is fun. You're gonna see things that you normally don't see with any other ability. The freeze of enemy, the animation, the movement, the way you send them flying. Stasis is definitely probably my favorite class in game still to this day. Even after all the nerfs, even after all the hits it got, I really do enjoy Stasis. It's very different compared to anything we've had in the game since Destiny 1. But again, always break your ice. Breaking your ice gives you back your abilities. Breaking your ice gives you, look at this, what is going on? Gives you back your abilities. Breaking your ice is kind of the main thing about the build. So get into the actual build for Stasis. The first thing we're going to get into is the recommended stats, and the first thing I recommend is 100% resilience. Right after that, you want to go ahead and get recovery. This class doesn't have any regen of health, no recovery, no nothing, so definitely want to have 100% recovery, and then discipline after that. Strength is very important as well to get back your melee, but again, once you get these 3 out of the way, you're kind of running out. But definitely strength after, and finally intellect. The super on this class is very strong, but you're gonna get back your super from all these abilities and all these defeats that you're gonna get with these ability regen. The next thing we're gonna get into is the actual mods. The way that you're seeing the wells come to me, if you notice, whenever I got defeats with my melee, I got defeats with my grenades, they were leaving stasis wells on the floor and they were just automatically walking over to me. I didn't have to collect them, I didn't have to do any of that. So this is because of this mod right here. I have also hands-on, and hands-on allows me to get back my super quickly from melee defeats. Using stasis weapons allows me to make orbs, and I have a mod down at the bottom where if I pick up orbs, it gives me back my grenade energy. Moving down to the arms. For the arms, we are rocking Font of Might. Font of Might allows me to do 25% bonus damage once I pick up stasis wells. Already making stasis wells from the mods that I have on, so this is helping out my weapon. I have on Focus Strike. Focus Strike allows me to get back my melee when allows me to get back my class ability when I use my melee, and same thing with Detonation, allows me to get back my class ability when I use my grenade. Moving on to the chest piece, we have a protection mod or defensive mod. We had a little concussive dampener. This helps us out with the stomps, but again, these are not set. You can always change these to whatever you want. And then we have elemental armament. That way, when I use stasis weapon, it makes us wells. So when I get wells, I get bonus damage to my weapons, and I also recharge my abilities. So really, really handy. Moving on to the boots, we have melee well maker. So getting melee defeats gives me back, makes me stasis wells. So really good for my abilities. It recharges my abilities. And then whenever I pick up orbs, it recharges my grenades. Moving on to the class item, we have it so we can get special ammo for our fusion rifle. Since we're literally spamming our fusion rifle all the time, we can make special, or if that's not something you're going to be doing, you could always just get back more grenade energy when you use your class ability. But again, since I'm really using my fusion rifle in this class, I'm spamming my stasis abilities, I'm spamming my fusion stasis. It also has Demolitionist on it, which gives me back my grenades, and it also reloads itself when I throw grenades. Since I'm already throwing a lot of grenades, it's a very nice setup to have with stasis. I also have a primary weapon that has Demolitionist, which also helps me get back my grenades, but as you can tell, I really don't need any help getting back my abilities. And finally, for the exotic, you guys already know I really like the Heart of Inmost Light. Very, very helpful exotic. Moving on to the actual abilities, we have the big shield or the little shield. It depends on what you want to use. I like the big shield to kind of get away from stomps and not get flown away. Little shield for range and reload. Of course, strafe lift. We have the Shiver Strike, which is the one where you slide. Well, that's the only melee, but this is where you choose your melee. And then we have the Glacial Grenade, which is the big wall grenade. You have different options, but I like the big grenade because each time you break one of these little shards or whatever, these walls of the grenade, you get back more grenade. Moving on to the aspect, the first one we have is Tectonic Harvest, and this is what's allowing me to get my melee energy every time I break any of the stasis shards. This is the little stasis shards that you're seeing inside my stasis nades and stasis ice. Moving on to the next one, we have Howl of the Storm. This is what's allowing me for my melee ability to make also more ice, allowing me to get back my melee and also stasis shards back as well. Moving on to the fragments, the first one we have is Whisper of the Shards, and this is what allows me to get back my nades energy when I break any of the stasis. Just breaking any crystals is going to give me ability regen for my nade, and is also giving me 10 resilience. Moving on to the next one is Whisper of the Fissures, whatever it's called, and this is increasing the damage of my ice. Anytime that I break ice, since I'm already making a lot of ice between my super, between my melee ability, between my nades, so breaking my ice allows me to get more damage out of them. The next thing we have here is a resist. So since I don't have any heals from any of my abilities, nothing is healing me from this class, so the way I need to do it is to become more tankier. So this gives me a little bit more recovery, so 10 recovery, and it says right there it takes reduced damage from standing next to frozen targets or stasis crystals. And finally, this is giving me a lot of resilience. Well, not just a lot, but like in total between the 10 right here and the 10 right here and the intellect is giving me nice boosts to my total stats, but it's giving me 10 resilience, 10 intellect. And whenever you see those stasis shards that are giving me back my melee ability, these automatically come to me. So the stasis shards are coming back to me, and also my stasis wells are coming back to me. So I don't really have to collect anything with this perk or with this build. I just simply go ham, spam abilities, break stuff, and everything comes back. And that is it for the stasis build. We got warlock coming, we got hunter coming, so make sure you guys subscribe for the future builds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.